tonight, another episode of Livestream with Dr. Alex A. Plains, where we teach you how to stream your life with my co-host Jeremy Applegate. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, Doc. How you doing? I like how you added the A part in the middle there. That was nice. Hey, we got a guest tonight, right?
Yes, we got King Jonnie Parson here.
King Jonnie Parson. How's it going?
So not only is this a man that is a business owner, he's a mindset coach, he's a nutritionist, but he's one of the founding fathers of a beautiful men's group here in St. Lucie County of God. And he's going to share all his stories of where he started, where he's heading, and how he can impact your life starting today.
What's up, guys? Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
No problem. Thanks for coming.
Definitely.
We appreciate it. We're excited to have you.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your journey, where you started, where you're heading. What is your game plan for this year? How do you plan to impact so many lives, not only being a business coach, but a personal development coach and running your business plus being a family man?
That's a lot. Where should I start? Which one? All right. So, I'm just a good old Southern boy from South Florida. Normal person, normal upbringing. I mean, nothing too special. Just played sports growing up and
Football, baseball?
Oh, yeah. So baseball was probably the go-to sport.
Okay, awesome. Me too. Jeremy played too.
Yeah, got into football later on, high school, and then obviously I played defense, so I got recruited to be on the wrestling team in high school as well, and then continued with baseball. Played street basketball as a kid at White City Elementary. Never played organized basketball, but so yeah, all sports really.
So at what point, you were sharing a little bit about your story, where you started. At what point did you realize that you had to make a change, that you were meant for more? And I saw that you've written a couple ebooks, and you're a man on a mission to spread the word and empower the younger generation, not only here in St. Lucie County, but all across the United States and maybe even globally. Yeah. So at what point did you realize, like, hey, I'm meant for more than just being Jonnie Parson from Port St. Lucie and a man of God?
I think, just talking to a few people that are kind of in my group and guys that I hang out with on a regular basis from the Bible study and stuff is like, we all have this uniqueness about us. Like, we all know we're not better than anybody or anything like that, but we all kind of notice something about ourselves. Like, hey, maybe I'm just set apart a little bit. Okay. But why? What for what reason? You know what I mean? What purpose? So, after I went to jail, got out of jail, decided I want to change my life. Was kind of, nobody wanted anything to do with me. I had kind of just pissed everybody off my whole life. And I was in the prison ministry and kind of coming out of that, met my girlfriend at the time, was my wife. And she said something to me, cause I was kind of going back to my old ways, like doing what I wanted to do. And she said something, she's like, do you want that life or do you want me? And I'm not going to say that, she saved my life.
It takes a special woman. It always takes a special woman.
It's the first woman in my life I couldn't manipulate. And I remember one night I was leaving. I was like, screw this. I was mad at her. I'm going to get drunk. She pulled a knife out in the kitchen, like a kitchen knife. And I'm like, I'm going to die. Like, I was a Brazilian woman with a knife, and I pissed her off. And she walks past me, goes out to my car, and pops all 4 tires on my truck. She's like, you ain't going nowhere. And I'm like, not at that time. Yeah, and then the next day, she bought me 4 new tires. But
that night might have saved your life, actually.
So that was like, all right, I need to put a ring on it.
Yeah.
She cares about me. And that was the time when she's like, hey, do you want that life or do you want me? And I truly, for me, like, I would go out, party, I'd get drunk, and like the next morning I'm like, man, I'm never drinking again. I got a hangover. This sucks. And I truly mean it in my heart. Like, I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I think a lot of people say the same thing. They're like, I'm never drinking again.
Yep.
And 4 o'clock rolls around, or the next evening, you're like, oh, it's Saturday night. Let's go back out and have some more cocktails.
Let's have a couple of drinks.
And so, like, truly deep down in my heart, a lot of times I was like, I really didn't want to do what I was doing. And she just kind of brought that to light. Where, like, I don't have to. And that was like the beginning of the change for me, right?
And how many years ago was this?
It'll be 8 years. I've been with her in August. So
beautiful.
And then the true turning point for me was obviously part of the ministry I was in. Pastor Bill was like, he's like, what's your why? And I never thought about it before. Like, why do you get up in the morning? Why do you do what you do? And that was like, even in jail, like I was reading motivational books. I was in the Bible. I was like wanting to change my life, like reading the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, like all these things to better myself, to change, to be better. And
is there a book in the Bible that connected with you more than any? Proverbs? Okay.
31 proverb a day. You can read the same one every month. You read the same one and it hits you differently, just because of whatever you're going through or where you're at in your life. So, but that's my go-to no matter what. Every single morning, that's part of my devotional. Is like, if it's December 13th, I'm reading for Proverbs 13.
We've heard a lot of people say, like, before I start my day, I'm going to do these 5 things. And part of it is, sitting down with the God and having that conversation, or building a list of stuff that I'm going to accomplish before you walk out the door. Do you do that consistently?
I try to do it before I even get out of bed.
Okay.
So there's like this, like, it's a habit that I've created for myself. There's just non-negotiable things that I do on a daily basis. And like, even on the weekends when I'm like, I'm going to sleep in, like I still do it. I just do it at 8 o'clock instead of 4:30 or 5.
8 o'clock is sleep in for you?
It's hard to even make it that far. If the sun's up, like I'm already awake, but I like roll over and try to go back to sleep.
See, I'm a big proponent of starting my day with gratitude.
100%.
Just pure gratitude. And one of the biggest things that I want to accomplish for 2026 is to not touch my phone for at least the first hour of the day. Because once that commotion starts, your prayer, your gratitude, and then you can start your day. But it's been a challenge because I've been addicted to first thing I do is open up my emails, see who texted me overnight or even in the early morning. So that is one of the biggest things that I want to change about myself.
Yeah, definitely. It's a distraction.
So you were telling me about your weight loss journey and how you accomplished it. And see, I was obese as a kid. I was bullied. I was picked on. At the age of 14, I was weighing over 200 pounds. And, all of a sudden I'm like, man, I'm overweight. I need to start losing. You start liking the girls and you want to change.
Yeah.
So I started losing weight. You were just telling me that a couple years ago, you decided to go in this health journey and you went all in.
Yeah. So I was with my wife like 5 years at that time, and it was getting like, she just always cooks. She was feeding me well. Like, I'm a fat boy at heart. Like, I love chocolate cake. I still do. Like, it's just, you can eat it. It's just not in moderation. I don't need 4 pieces of chocolate cake. But so I was snoring, high cholesterol. I went to the doctor. They told me I had high cholesterol. I had high blood pressure, like significantly high for, mid 30s. And they just wanted to push medicine and tell me to go buy this $800 machine that makes you sound like Darth Vader at night. And I'm like, I just know that there's a better way. And I like left out of there with a resentment and like didn't go back to the doctor. There's a reason why they call it practicing medicine. No offense, doc. And so I just decided to change my life. I decided to start eating better. Decided to start working out on a regular basis. We actually had a Bible study on a Saturday morning at Tyler Sears's Trifecta Fitness, and I never left since then. I've been going there it'll be coming up on 4 years.
So people that are undergoing challenges, especially now with social media where you see all these beautiful people, and I think that, depression has gone way higher because, you're connected with different networks and you see people that look good, that are making money, being influencers, and it kind of dismotivates the people that are overweight to go to the gym. What made you continue to push forward? Was it small wins? Was it consistency? Was it day-to-day accomplishments?
I think it's with anything in life, man, even if going to work, obviously if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, but you never want to do it.
Of course.
Nobody wants to do a lot of things that they do on a daily basis, but after I go and do it, I feel better.
You feel great.
I'm glad that I did it. And most of like Monday nights, I never want to go to Bible study. I'd much rather sit at home, sit on the couch, and there's, that thing pulling you away from it. And you're like, no, I'm going. And the end of the night, it's like, that's the best way to start my week, is on a Monday night going to Bible study.
So you normally like to go to the gym in the morning, or?
Early in the morning, my phone starts ringing about 6 a.m. and it doesn't stop till about 6 p.m. So I can't.
You can't.
And then I always tell myself I'm going to go in the afternoon. I never go. So the morning is like, there's nobody there. I do what I need to do. I get in, get out. Like, people see me in the mornings that know me and they're like, dude, you're in the zone. Like,
right away.
I say like, what's up or whatever, but I'm not going to like hang out and have a conversation.
Can you share with our listeners about your Bible study, about Braveheart and what it is?
So the Bible study is just a men's group that we have on Monday nights. It's not a Braveheart affiliated, but Braveheart Ministry is we're basically a group of men that came together with a common goal of just spreading God's love. The Love Is My Religion is a concert that started 5 years ago, and this is our 5th year that we did it in November. And free concert in tradition, which obviously with that came the beginning of the merch, which Ray Desmangle started and had the merch going with just bold statements on T-shirts, pink, green, whatever, women's shirts, hats. And, I wear my Trust God shirt. I love it because it's like the Nike font.
Yes.
But it says Trust God. And I wear, anywhere I go, they're like, man, you know, that's awesome. Like, because it takes, I don't know. I think that we should proudly wear.
Of course.
What made you guys decide to do a concert?
That's how it started with Ray before I became a part of the partnership. Okay. So it was music, which with that was, like I said, it was the merchandise came with it. Mm-hmm. And then it came to a men's retreat that started 4 years ago, which has become a yearly thing. Every year we're putting on a men's retreat of just getting guys out to a spot in Okeechobee where we spend a day and just unwind. And we have usually 3 topics.
Okay.
And we break out into small groups, and it's a day of transformation. It's a day of revival. Every year it just, it brings more and more guys together. We end up with a group chat where we just stay connected, lifting each other up, going through life with like-minded individuals, and hey, like, they make fun of me because I say like everything. Like, guys, I fought with my wife tonight, pray for me. Like, but putting it out there gets it off of my chest, and it helps. The power of prayer is powerful, and just like that's is part of the foundation of what has gotten me to where I am today is fellowshipping with like-minded individuals regularly.
Exactly. Like, I love transparency, so I'm like you. Like, I love when I have a problem, like, I either call him or I call my friends, or I call my dad, and we just talk it. We talk through it, and there's time that we pray about it, and then you feel so much better.
100%.
So I was gonna tell you something. I'm not sure, but personally, before I went to dental school, mm-hmm. the only reason I went to dental school, part of the reason that pushed me to go to dental school, was Hurricane Katrina. I had no electricity in my house in Kendall, and I knew I had to make a change. I was working in Royal Caribbean doing sales, making decent income, mm-hmm. but not enough to support my family.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I had a revelation. I share this a lot, but I had a revelation that told me I needed to make a change. So to this day, I'm so thankful for that voice. Did you ever experience something like that when you realized, like, hey, this is it. I've hit rock bottom. It's time to make some changes in my life? Or was it more of like a human or a pastor that spoke to you and you kind of woke up and said, now is the time?
I can't say one exact moment does stick out to me, but it wasn't good for me after that moment. It still was like dragging across the bottom for a few more years, but that was my first encounter with God. And, cause I was never like brought up religious, never went to church or anything. I always believed in God, but I just never had like it forced down my throat by going to church as a young person. So I think I benefited from that in a way. And then when I got into trouble whenever I was younger and started going to 12-step meetings. My first 12-step meeting, I was like 11.
Okay. Which
was court ordered. And so I got a taste of 12-step, which is faith-based, right? It's not faith-based, but it's biblical. The 12 steps came from the Bible. It's a Sermon on the Mount. I was practicing all these principles before I became a Christian. And so I already knew what it meant to have faith in something. I already knew what it meant to trust in something. I already had like a head start. And I think a lot of the people in the world would benefit from working in the steps. And you can do it in CR, you can do it, and with a sponsor,
Of course.
and or disciple.
Exactly.
The 12 step is a mirror image of a church congregation.
Okay.
It tricked me into believing in God.
Okay.
Is what it did. Every meeting is in a church. Like there's, you pray at the beginning, at the end, or they pass the basket. Like I stopped, I just went straight to the source now, and Jesus is my Lord and Savior, not the doorknob,
Of course.
God is
So
my
what
higher
would you
power.
like? I'm a father. I have 3 boys. Jeremy's a father too. You're a father too. What would you say to dads that are having challenges right now raising their kids? Because one of my biggest focuses that I've noticed in the last 2 years is that I put God and then my children. Those are my important priorities.
Yeah, 100%.
So what would you say to fathers out there that are challenging in their relationships with their kids, and how do you feel that their actions can impact their life if they don't make those changes?
I think for me, for sure, it was like you have this worldly perspective of what a father's supposed to be or what a dad's supposed to be to a child. And a lot of us, like, I thought like, hey, there's money in the bank, there's food on the table, you got a roof over your head, like you don't need nothing else from me. And so like I'd go sit on the couch and play with my phone or do whatever at the end of the night and think like everything's good. But no, that 10 minutes is just going in there and be like, how was your day? Being a kingdom leader of my household, which I learned through being a Christian, is that I am called to lead my house in prayer. I'm called to lead my house in by prioritizing, I put God, then me. Because if I don't have me, how can I be there for anybody else? And it's not a selfish way of saying like it's me. No, I have to take care of my well-being, my mental and physical wellness before I can be there for anybody else.
Be present.
And then family, then my friends. Like I tell the guys at the Bible study, I'm like, listen, you guys are great, but the family's got to come before you guys. And if I miss a night or whatever because of this going on, it'll be okay. I'll see you next week.
So how do you, like, when you talk about fathers, and we talk about this a lot too, like how society is now, what it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and how we were all raised, it's completely different.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, how do you still be the leader of your kingdom?
I'm dealing with it right now. My son is, I love my son to death. And if he even sees this, he'd know, because I'm not like, I see a lot of my father's a Vietnam vet Marine. I was raised by him.
Okay.
He was at home. He hurt his back the year I was born, so my mom was the breadwinner. So like he taught me everything.
Okay.
Like he was my best friend. Pain in the butt when I was a kid, but like I'd cook a steak and it didn't have enough salt on it. Just nothing was ever good enough. But we got clean together. He stopped smoking pot. He used drugs for 45 years after Vietnam. He got clean. I got clean 3 years after him. And so we worked the steps, not together, but separately with sponsors, and went to meetings together and became like, I have a relationship with my dad that none of my other siblings had. But I got to see like everything he ever told me was the truth. So I have that kind of like developing skills of responsibility for my son. Not being like an a-hole dad, but like, bro, take the garbage out. Like, you want to stop hearing me say it, just do it. And wake up in the morning,
Make your bed.
Yeah, you don't get up with your cell phone or your alarm clock, give it to me. You don't need it. What do you need a cell phone for if if it ain't waking you up? And, just those little things that, like, not being mean, but trying to teach those responsibility skills, because she's 15. 3 years from now, if his alarm doesn't go off and he misses work or the alarm to go to work, guess what?
Fire.
You don't have a job.
Yep.
That's what's missing, I feel like, in the youth. There's no
Structure.
self-accountability. There's no structure. There's none of that.
So then he goes to his mom's. I love her to death. She's amazing. They wake him up every day to go to school. So there's a week there where he's, and he's like, I can do it. I'll do it by myself. If I give him 3 days in a row, he doesn't get up. Like, you good now? You need my help yet? Like,
Absolutely. I have that challenge with my kids every single day to go to school. So, but now with my kids, like, they don't even want to play outside most of the time. They rather be watching YouTube or playing video games. So like, I would always get home from school and I would want to ride my bike or rollerblade or play baseball or play street basketball.
Was that on MTV, the
which
music
one?
video at
Total Request Live?
TRL.
Yeah, Total Request
Get
Live
home
with
from
Carson
school,
Daly.
Britney Spears was on.
Yeah, I remember those
my
days.
era.
I remember those days.
Yep.
So for an entrepreneur that's starting up their business, what do you feel are the biggest challenges that you went through, and how do you recommend like going back and overcoming those challenges if you had the opportunity to do it all over again?
I would just say like step out of your comfort zone would have been the biggest one for me. Like I was just recently just looking back at my life. There was when I was playing Little League, we got I got a chance to go to Dominican Republic. It was like $2,000 to go on this trip. And my dad's like, why don't you go ask the car dealerships to sponsor you?
Okay.
So I put this little packet together with like all my baseball cards and like wrote this little sheet. I printed it out, stuck it in this folder, and I went to all the car dealerships on US 1 in Fort Pierce, and I got like $5,000
Wow.
paid for the trips. But so I sold myself to these people. I walked in, handed them that. They're like, look at this cute little kid. Like, yeah, here's money, like, but I tell that to people like from a young age, like I was selling
Hustling.
myself.
Yep.
And that's what the world is today, is like as a brand, if you're, people like you, they want to trust you, or, they follow you, they trust you.
Yeah, we're the
wherever
people
you
business.
go,
Yep.
they're going to go there too. Like, yo, Johnny's doing dirt work right now.
Yeah.
Like he's the guy. Go
Exactly.
holler at him if you need some dirt
We
work.
talk to dentists all the time about it. They always do it backwards. They always brand their business instead of branding themselves.
If you're not doing social media right now with your business, you're way behind the eight ball. Because there's I forget what the statistic was. It was like 80% of businesses that are on social media and posting regularly are getting more business, because the people of the community see them, especially with service-based local businesses, see them and they say, it's in your face every single day. You're like, yeah, if I need a roof, that's the guy I'm getting a roof from. Or
Exactly.
this guy is, so.
And
that's
I
all.
always and because of Instagram and Facebook and Google, and your phones, they seem to know what you're thinking. You know what I mean? So whenever
They're listening.
you thinking about a roofer, you're like, oh, there he is. Bam.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me too.
No, that's how my wife, she has a cleaning business, and I helped her get that going as far as like the promotion part and posting on every single one of those pages. When she get a review, I'd make a little thing on Canva. I'd be like, here you go, honey.
There you go.
And she'd just go post it all. But the next day she'd have 5 leads.
Right away.
100% free. Just 5 minutes on your phone, going on Canva. And it's just taking that time instead of like scrolling or watching, I don't even watch TV anymore. I don't like people tell me stuff on the news. Like, did you hear about silver? I'm like, no, what happened with it? Like, I didn't know my gold necklace is worth twice as much now as when I bought it. But, but taking that time and like bettering yourself, like if that's when I'm home, I'm like, what can I work on to get an area better, right?
Of course.
Whatever it is.
Who do you like to listen to for like personal development? Like, who are you guys to go to? I'm sure you have several, but
I used to listen to just the motivational
videos,
things on YouTube. I think I listened to every single one of them.
Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins,
all of the compilations of all of them. I don't even know the people's names. I know a few of their names, but I would just throw those on and listen to those. But honestly, like I don't really listen to anything anymore. It's more just I read my Bible in the morning. I read my daily devotional. I start my day, and like even when I'm at the gym, it's like house music or something with no words to just keep my heart rate going, and then obviously praise and worship music, and still get a little rap in here and there. But I just sometimes I hear the words and I'm like, I listen to everything. I listen to country, like I listen to but obviously what goes in comes out.
Exactly.
So you want to kind of monitor what you see and what you listen to.
So if you were starting a business right now and you were failing, what would you tell like a young entrepreneur? Because I know a lot of guys that are starting detailing businesses or painting companies or cleaning companies, but they kind of give up and then they go down the other path. At what point do you tell them you got to keep going? This is what you need to do in order to grow your business?
Yeah, I mean that's it in a nutshell, is just to keep going. You only fail when you quit, and persevering through it, winning the little battles. I think that's why I like going to the gym in the morning, because I'm like,
The small win,
I'm
but
going to
it's
do
huge.
a set of 10.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I hit 10. I'm like, oh, 2 more. And you're like, I just won. I just
Exactly.
beat myself. I beat my brain. And if you got 20 of those in the morning at the gym, then your day, now you've already won everything and you're set.
You start your day as a winner.
Right.
Exactly.
I think social media has some influence on that too, because the people on social media make it look so easy. And it takes discipline, it takes consistency, and it takes drive. And like you said, you don't quit. And I think I think it's false on that side, on that front, to them to act like, oh, you know what, I made $100,000 this month and I only work 2 hours a day. Like that's not true. So what do you think about that?
Then the fast money doesn't last.
Yeah.
It's not, it's.
So you were telling me about the 5 F's, right? Can you share that? I really love that.
So
I know faith is one, fitness.
Faith, finances, fitness, family, and focus are the 5 disciplines that I use on a daily basis. I have a small ebook that kind of was, I'm not going to say blueprint, but it was how I structured my days to change it takes 21 days to build a habit, 21 days to take one away. So I kind of structured myself that way, and there was really no order to it, because my mindset, my faith were kind of first, and then the fitness came a little bit later. The finances were horrible for years, so that it slowly has gotten better and better. But just
is there something specific you'd like to invest in? Do you like doing more stocks, crypto, safe funds?
I've dabbled in all of it. I think I said it before for the podcast. I've been investing in myself.
That's
I've
the
been
best
nothing
investment.
but just continuously putting into myself, my family, and I think memories are the best present that you can give somebody, or like to go on a trip and hang out with your family, is way better than my wife watches this, a purse or whatever. It's a temporary happiness.
Of course. Have you been able to figure out, I'm terrible at this. Have you ever been able to figure out like a work life a little bit more balanced? Because I'm always into, work.
It's a never-ending battle, balances.
Yeah.
I was doing ministry for a long time, and you think like, oh, I'm doing a Bible study, I'm serving in the student ministry, I go to the jail 4 times a month, and then but my most important ministry was at the house, scrolling on their phones. And you get to a point where there's you see it, I try to have an inventory of my day or my life at the end of each day, and look around and make sure everybody's good. And it's like, hey, I didn't give her the attention she needed. And I see that and try to change before it becomes a problem. And that's balance, in my opinion. You're like, okay, I need to take this away.
Yeah.
I'm only going to do 1 Tuesday a month at the jail, because
of course
2 Tuesdays are for her.
Yep.
Saturday's her day, no matter what. I have to ask permission to go to the gym. And sometimes she's getting her nails done. I'm like, yes, no. But my son isn't, I try to give him at least the 10 minutes a day. Because normally I go in there, he's at that age now, he's like, whatever, Dad, he's got his headphones on. But I still, I'm like, yo, take them off.
Go.
What's up?
Yes.
How was your day? What's going on? How's your girlfriend? And I want to have that relationship with him, to where, he can talk to me.
Yeah,
and
well, it's great that you, a lot of people that we've talked to, they really don't focus on self-reflection. So I like to analyze my day like you do. I like to sit down and see what my wins were from the previous day, what my losses were, and then move forward from it, So it's really, really important. So to our guests, where can they find more about you, get your ebook? I know you have your own podcast.
Yeah, social media is Instagram, Jonnie Parsons Official. I'm pretty sure that we can get it put in the bio, and all of them. TikTok is the same. Instagram has the link to the book and the podcast. So definitely be great to connect.
Any last words?
Thank you for the opportunity.
No, thank you. Thank you for coming, brother. I appreciate it.
So,
hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this show. You can follow Jonnie Parson. All the links are in the bio below.